start here. If you don't control your morning will control you. And if your morning controls you, your entire day is already compromised before you even realize it. Most people wake up in reaction mode. The alarm goes off, and the first thing they do is reach for their phone. Notifications, emails, messages, other people's priorities. Before their feet even touch the floor, they've surrendered their focus. Psychologically, that is a dangerous way to begin. You are training your brain to be reactive instead of intentional. Becoming unstoppable begins with reclaiming the first hour of your day. Why? Because the first hour sets your neurological tone. Your brain operates heavily on priming. What you expose it to first influences your emotional state, your cognitive sharpness, and even your stress response for the next several hours. When you start your day with chaos, urgency, and comparison, your nervous system stays on edge. But when you start with deliberate action, you anchor yourself in control. High-level performers understand this. Look at someone like Tim Cook. He doesn't stumble into his mornings, he structures them. Or Oprah Winfrey, who has spoken repeatedly about protecting her mornings for reflection and grounding. These aren't random rituals. They are psychological strategies. They are identity statements. The question is not whether you have time. The question is whether you understand the power of the first hour. In that first hour, you are most impressionable. Your subconscious mind is still transitioning from sleep. It is open. It is absorbent. Whatever you feed it becomes instruction. So instead of feeding it noise, you feed it intention. For 7 days, I want you to treat the first hour like sacred ground. No phone, no scrolling, no outside input. Start with movement, not because it sounds motivational, because it's biological. Movement increases blood flow to the brain. It releases endorphins. It signals to your system that you are active, not passive. Even 20 to 30 minutes of stretching, walking, push-ups, anything that raises your heart rate tells your brain, we are in command. Then clarity, sit down, journal, reflect. Ask yourself, who do I need to be today? What is non-negotiable? What kind of energy am I bringing into the world? This is not soft thinking. This is strategic thinking. Philosophically, you are shaping your character. Psychologically, you are reducing cognitive clutter. When you write, you externalize confusion and internalize focus, then growth. Read something that stretches you. Study a skill. Listen to something that elevates your thinking. Your mind is like soil in the morning, fertile. Plant something worthwhile. Don't let random content plant weeds. What you're doing in this hour is not just building a routine, you're building identity. And identity drives behavior more than motivation ever will. Motivation is emotional, identity is structural. If you repeatedly wake up with discipline, your brain starts to see you as a disciplined person. If you repeatedly wake up with intention, your brain rewires around intentionality. Neuroscience calls this neuroplasticity. Philosophy calls it self-mastery. I call it becoming unstoppable. And let me be clear, this isn't about perfection. You don't need a perfect morning. You need a protected one. Even if it's messy, even if you feel tired, the power is in the decision. Because here's what happens when you win the first hour. The rest of the day bends differently. When a problem shows up at 10 a.m., you've already accomplished something. When stress hits at 2 p.m., you've already proven discipline. You're not trying to find confidence. You built it before breakfast. Most people are trying to win their life at night. They're exhausted, reacting, drained. Unstoppable people win before the world fully wakes up. There's also a deeper layer here. The morning is symbolic. It represents beginnings. When you command your beginning, you practice commanding your future. Every sunrise becomes a rehearsal for self-leadership. And I need you to understand this. Discipline in the morning compounds. 1 day feels small. 3 days feels noticeable. 7 days changes how you see yourself. You start to trust yourself. And self-trust is the foundation of confidence. You don't become unstoppable because the world got easier. You become unstoppable because you became consistent. So for the next 7 days, don't negotiate with your alarm. Don't surrender your focus. Don't let the world tell you who to be before you decide. Win the first hour, because the person who owns their morning doesn't chase control. They embody it. And when you control the first hour, you don't just start your day differently. You start becoming someone different. Now that you've learned to win your morning, the next shift is even more uncomfortable. And that's exactly why it matters. You must do the hardest thing first, not the easiest email, not the quick win, not the task that makes you feel productive without actually moving your life forward. I'm talking about the thing you've been avoiding, the call you don't want to make, the proposal you're afraid to submit, the workout you've been postponing, the conversation you keep rehearsing but never initiating. That thing, psychologically, avoidance feels safe. Your brain is wired to protect you from discomfort. It interprets uncertainty, criticism, and effort as potential threats. So when you look at a difficult task, your brain subtly redirects you towards something easier. You check messages. You reorganize your desk. You convince yourself you'll get to it later. But here's the truth. Every time you avoid the hard thing, you reinforce fear. And every time you confront it, you rewire courage. Courage is not a personality trait. It is a practice behavior. Think about that for a moment. Most people believe confidence comes before action. It doesn't. Confidence is a byproduct of action, specifically uncomfortable action. When you consistently attack what scares you, your brain gathers evidence that you can survive difficulty. That evidence becomes identity. That's why someone like David Goggins talks about callousing the mind. He isn't glorifying pain. He's describing adaptation. When you repeatedly expose yourself to challenge, your tolerance increases. What once felt overwhelming becomes manageable. What once felt impossible becomes routine. But you don't have to run ultra marathons to apply this principle. You just have to stop negotiating with discomfort. When you wake up and identify your hardest task, you are standing at a psychological crossroads. One path is comfort now, anxiety later. The other path is discomfort now, confidence later. Unstoppable people choose discomfort now. There is also a philosophical dimension to this habit. Every day, you are shaping your character. Character is not built in grand moments. It is built in daily decisions. When you consistently do what is difficult but necessary, you cultivate integrity with yourself. Integrity is alignment between what you say matters and what you actually do. If you say your health matters, but you skip the workout, you fracture integrity. If you say your business matters, but you avoid strategic work, you fracture integrity. These fractures accumulate. Eventually, you stop trusting yourself. And self-distrust is one of the most paralyzing states a human being can experience. On the other hand, when you do the hardest thing first, something powerful happens. Even if the rest of the day falls apart, you've already proven something to yourself. You've demonstrated discipline. You sent a message to your subconscious. We don't run. That message compounds. There's also a cognitive advantage. The hardest tasks usually require the most mental energy, and as the day progresses, decision fatigue increases. Your willpower is not infinite. Studies in behavioral psychology consistently show that self-control diminishes throughout the day. So if you delay the hard thing, you're trying to tackle it when your resources are already depleted. Attack it when your mind is sharp. But let me go deeper. Doing the hardest thing first is not just about productivity. It's about identity transformation. Every time you override your instinct to avoid, you expand your threshold for discomfort. And growth lives on the other side of discomfort, not comfort, not convenience. Discomfort. The world doesn't reward ease. It rewards value. And value is usually created through sustained, focused effort on complex problems, the very things we tend to avoid. For the next 7 days, I want you to make this non-negotiable. Each morning, after you've won that first hour, identify the one task that makes you uneasy. Write it down. And before you do anything else of consequence, do it. You will feel resistance. That's normal. Resistance is not a sign to stop. It's a sign that you're at the edge of growth. And here's the transformation you'll notice. By day 3, you'll feel lighter. By day 5, you'll feel sharper. By day 7, you'll walk differently. Not because life changed, but because you did. You will start to realize that fear shrinks when confronted. That procrastination loses power when exposed. Difficulty is not your enemy. It is your training ground. Unstoppable people are not fearless. They are conditioned. They have trained themselves to move toward what others avoid. And when you make a habit of doing the hardest thing first, you don't just increase productivity, you increase self-respect. And once you respect yourself, the world begins to respond differently. So tomorrow morning, don't ask what's easiest, ask what's necessary. Then do it before your excuses wake up. Because the moment you stop running from the hard thing is the moment you start running your life. You've won your morning. You've attacked the hardest thing first. Now we confront something quieter, but just as dangerous. Distraction. Not dramatic failure, not lack of talent, distraction. Most people don't lose because they're incapable. They lose because their attention is fragmented. And attention is the most valuable currency you possess. Where your attention goes, your life follows. We live in an era where distraction is engineered. Apps are designed to hold you. Notifications are crafted to trigger you. Algorithms study your behavior more carefully than you study your own goals. And every time you check your phone without intention, every time you interrupt deep work for something trivial, you are training your brain to crave stimulation over substance. Psychologically, this matters. Every notification delivers a small dopamine hit. Dopamine is not just the pleasure chemical. It is the motivation chemical. When it is constantly spiking from quick, shallow inputs, scrolling, refreshing, reacting, your brain begins to prefer low-effort rewards. Over time, sustained focus feels harder. Reading feels slower. Deep thinking feels uncomfortable. It's not that you lack discipline. It's that your brain has been conditioned for fragmentation. So if you want to become unstoppable in 7 days, you must eliminate one distraction. Not all of them, just one significant source of noise. Delete one draining app. Silence non-essential notifications. Create defined blocks where your phone is out of reach. Protect at least one uninterrupted hour of deep work. This is not about minimalism for aesthetics. It's about reclaiming cognitive sovereignty. When leaders like Elon Musk structure their days into strict time blocks, it's not because they enjoy rigidity. It's because complexity demands focus. High-level thinking requires uninterrupted mental space. You cannot build something extraordinary with scattered attention. Philosophically, focus is a form of respect. Respect for your potential. When you allow constant distraction, you are treating your mind as a public space. Anyone can enter, any idea can interrupt, any impulse can redirect you. But an unstoppable individual treats their mind like a private laboratory. Access is controlled, energy is directed. Let me make this practical. When you sit down to work, define the task, set a timer, remove your phone from your physical environment, not face down, not on silent, out of reach. The distance matters. Studies in behavioral science show that even the presence of a phone on the table reduces cognitive capacity. Part of your brain is still monitoring it. You deserve better than partial attention. Now understand this. Distraction is not only digital, it's also mental. It's the habit of switching tasks the moment something becomes slightly uncomfortable. It's opening a new tab when the current one demands effort. It's checking email when you hit a creative block. That micro escape feels harmless, but it fractures depth, and depth is where mastery lives. If you study any elite performer in business, athletics, art, you'll find a pattern. Long periods of uninterrupted practice. Deep immersion, obsessive refinement, none of that is possible in a distracted state. There's also an identity shift happening here. When you eliminate distraction, even temporarily, you send yourself a message: my goals matter more than my impulses. That message strengthens self-control. And self-control is predictive of long-term success more than raw intelligence or talent. For 7 days, I want you to become hyper-aware of your attention. Notice when you reach for your phone without purpose. Notice when you switch tasks out of discomfort. Notice when you seek stimulation instead of progress. Then interrupt the pattern. Replace scrolling with reading. Replace reactive checking with scheduled review. Replace noise with silence. Silence will feel uncomfortable at first. That's because you're not used to being alone with your thoughts. But in that silence, clarity emerges, creativity strengthens, strategy sharpens. You will also experience something powerful: time expansion. When you remove distraction, you realize how much time you actually have. Hours that once felt compressed suddenly open up, and in those hours, you can build. Understand this clearly. Focus is a competitive advantage. In a distracted world, the person who can concentrate deeply for sustained periods will outperform almost everyone else. Not because they're smarter, because they're undivided. Unstoppable people are not constantly busy. They are intensely focused on what matters. So choose your one distraction. Remove it for 7 days. Guard your attention like it's your future, because it is. And when the urge to check, scroll, or switch arises, pause and ask yourself, is this moving me forward or am I escaping effort? Because every moment of focus is a vote for the life you say you want. Protect your attention, and you won't just get more done. You'll become someone who can. Ought to be pulled off course. You've taken control of your morning. You've trained yourself to attack what's difficult. You've eliminated distraction and reclaimed your focus. Now we address something foundational, something that amplifies or undermines everything we've talked about so far. Your body. Let's be honest. A lot of people want elite results with neglected physiology. They want sharp thinking with low energy. They want emotional resilience with chronic fatigue. They want discipline while treating their body like an afterthought. It doesn't work like that. Your body is not separate from your ambition. It is the infrastructure of it. Psychologically, your physical state directly influences your cognitive state. Energy levels affect decision making. Blood sugar impacts emotional regulation. Sleep influences impulse control. When you're exhausted, you're not weak. You're biologically compromised. And when you're biologically compromised, discipline becomes exponentially harder. So if you want to become unstoppable in 7 days, you must upgrade your body daily, not dramatically, not obsessively, intentionally. Start with movement. 30 minutes. That's it. Not because it sounds impressive, but because movement is medicine for the mind. When you exercise, your body releases endorphins and neurotransmitters that elevate mood and sharpen focus. Brain-derived neurotrophic factor, often called fertilizer for the brain, increases with physical activity. That means your ability to learn, adapt, and think strategically improves. You are literally upgrading your brain through your body. And here's the deeper layer. Movement builds psychological momentum. When you push through physical discomfort, you reinforce mental toughness. You prove to yourself that you can endure strain. That endurance transfers into business, relationships, and personal growth. There's a reason elite performers prioritize physical conditioning. Look at someone like LeBron James. His longevity isn't accidental. It's the result of disciplined investment in his body. Different field, same principle. If the vehicle is maintained, the mission lasts longer. Now let's talk about fuel. What you consume shapes how you perform. Food is not just taste, it is information. It tells your body how to function. When you consistently consume processed, low nutrient meals, your energy spikes and crashes. Your focus fluctuates. Your mood becomes unstable. And then you blame motivation. But it's not motivation, it's chemistry. For the next 7 days, aim to eat cleaner than yesterday. More water, more whole foods, less sugar, less excess. You don't need a perfect diet. You need intentional fuel. Hydration alone can shift performance. Even mild dehydration affects cognitive clarity and reaction time. Yet many people walk around underhydrated, wondering why they feel sluggish. Unstoppable is not a personality trait. It's a physiological state supported by disciplined habits. There's also a philosophical dimension here. When you care for your body, you are practicing self-respect. You are acknowledging that your goals require strength. Neglect often reflects misalignment, saying you want greatness but living in contradiction. Alignment creates power. And here's what most people miss. Physical discipline enhances emotio, now regulation. When you train your body consistently, you increase your tolerance for stress. Exercise lowers baseline anxiety. It stabilizes mood. It builds resilience. So when adversity hits, and it will, your nervous system is less reactive. That's not motivational hype. That's biology. Now, I'm not telling you to transform into a fitness model in a week. I'm telling you to establish proof that you can care for your body daily, proof that you can prioritize energy over convenience. Because when your energy rises, excuses weaken. Notice the pattern in everything we've discussed. Morning control builds intention. Doing the hardest thing builds courage. Eliminating distraction builds focus. Upgrading your body builds capacity. Capacity is critical. You can have vision. You cannot sustain execution. And execution, repeated consistently, is what separates dreamers from doers. For 7 days, move your body. Drink more water. Make one nutritional upgrade each day. Go to sleep slightly earlier. Pay attention to how you feel. You will notice a shift, not just physically, but mentally. You'll think clearer. You'll respond calmer. You'll work longer without burnout. And something subtle but powerful will happen. You will start to see yourself as someone who takes care of the foundation. Unstoppable people are not reckless. They are strategic. They understand that the body is not an accessory to ambition, it is the engine. So treat it like one, because when your body is strong, your mind is sharper. When your energy is stable, your discipline is sustainable. And when your physiology supports your purpose, you become far harder to stop. Take care of the body that carries your vision, and you won't just feel different, you'll operate different. You've taken control of your mornings. You've trained yourself to act at difficulty. You've eliminated distraction and upgraded your body. Now we come to the habit that ties all of it together. The one that turns activity into growth. Self-accountability, not public accountability, not social media declaration, not telling the world what you're going to do. I'm talking about you alone at the end of the day, telling yourself the truth. Because here's the reality. Without reflection, repetition becomes routine. And routine without reflection can become stagnation. You can wake up early, work hard, stay focused, train your body, and still plateau if you never evaluate your execution. Psychologically, the brain learns through feedback. When you reflect on your actions, you strengthen neural pathways associated with learning and adaptation. When you avoid reflection, you repeat mistakes unconsciously. Growth requires awareness. So every night for 7 days, I want you to ask 3 simple questions. What did I win today? What did I avoid? How can I improve tomorrow? That's it. The first question builds confidence. Most people move through the day only noticing what went wrong. They overlook small victories, but progress compounds through acknowledgement. When you consciously identify what you did well, waking up on time, completing the hardest task, staying focused, you reinforce productive behavior. The brain repeats what it recognizes as rewarding. The second question builds honesty. What did you avoid? Where did you hesitate? Did you drift into distraction? Did you cut corners on your health? This is not about self-criticism. It's about clarity. Avoidance thrives in vagueness. Once you name it, you weaken it. And the third question builds strategy. Improvement is not accidental. It is intentional adjustment. When you ask how you can improve tomorrow, you shift from passive living to active design. You become the architect of your own development. Philosophically, this habit is about self-governance. In ancient thought, self-mastery was considered the highest form of leadership. You cannot lead others effectively if you cannot examine yourself honestly. There's a reason individuals like Benjamin Franklin practice daily self-examination. He famously tracked his virtues and evaluated his behavior each evening. Not because he was obsessed with perfection, but because he understood something profound. Character is shaped by conscious correction. Unstoppable people are not flawless. They are responsive. They notice when they fall short. They adjust. They refine. They improve. Now let's go deeper. Most people fear reflection because it exposes inconsistency. It confronts the gap between who they say they are and how they actually lived. That gap can feel uncomfortable, but that discomfort is constructive. It is the signal that growth is possible. Avoiding reflection preserves ego. Embracing reflection builds excellence. And here's the powerful shift. When you reflect daily, you shorten the feedback loop. Instead of repeating a mistake for months, you catch it in 24 hours. Instead of drifting for years, you recalibrate overnight. That is how momentum accelerates. There's also something transformative about ending your day intentionally. If winning the morning establishes direction, owning the night establishes wisdom. You close the loop. You integrate the lesson. You reset your focus, and you sleep differently when you've evaluated yourself honestly. There's less mental clutter, less unresolved tension, more clarity about tomorrow. Let me be clear. This is not journaling for aesthetics. This is disciplined introspection. It may take 5 minutes. It may take 10, but it must be honest. No excuses, no storytelling, just facts. Did I act in alignment with my goals? Did I rotate my focus? Did I honor my body? Did I confront difficulty? If yes, acknowledge it. If no, adjust it. Over 7 days, this practice will sharpen your self-awareness dramatically. You will start noticing patterns, times of weakness, times of strength, environmental triggers, emotional reactions. And with awareness comes control. You cannot control what you do not examine. By the end of 7 days, you will not just feel more disciplined, you will feel more self-directed. You will trust your ability to course correct, and that trust is powerful because unstoppable is not about never failing. It's about never drifting. It's about catching yourself quickly, adjusting quickly, learning quickly. When you combine intentional mornings, courageous action, protected focus, upgraded energy, and nightly reflection, you create a closed system of growth. Every day feeds the next. Every action is evaluated. Every weakness becomes data. That's how transformation happens, not through motivation, but through structured self-leadership. So tonight, before you sleep, don't just collapse into the day. Pause. Ask yourself the hard questions. Tell yourself the truth and decide who you will be tomorrow. Because the person who evaluates themselves daily doesn't fear the future. They build it one honest night at a time.